Hello, my name is Nadia, and I'm finally doing another video, which took a while to do. Sometimes it's hard to find time, or sometimes I just don't feel like taking that time to do it because I just feel like relaxing. Um, I, I, I am a stay-at-home mom of 4 children who I homeschool. So when I do get a little bit of quiet time, I would like to just relax. But I do want to make videos because I absolutely love watching other podcasters. And since I'm the only knitter that I know that is obsessed about knitting as much as I am and yarn, then I figured I need something to do to kind of connect with other knitters, hopefully, I don't know, or brag about my knitting to anybody who cares to watch, which is awesome that we can make amazing things out of yarn and needles or crochet with the hook, and then we get to either wear them or gift them, which a lot of my friends and my family appreciate my hand knitted gifts. They get so excited when I gift them something that I made, which I haven't been doing in a while, but it's time to get back to gift knitting again, because I took some time to knit things for myself, and now I want to get back to doing some crocheting since I'm gonna have a little nephew soon, so I gotta make him things. And yeah, I'm just excited to share some of the stuff that I've made. My hobby, my obsession, everything that gives me joy. And I decided to sit down and make a video because I've been enjoying watching other people sharing the things that they make and gonna make and everything about yarn. I like it. It might be a little bit noisy in here today since I do have all my children home with me all the time. So I asked them, hey, try to be a little bit quiet. So they're busy. I spend a lot of time with them in the morning. We did fun things. Now I sat down and just gonna share some of my things with you. I have a lot of projects on the go and I finished some things. The cardigan that I'm wearing is oh my goodness, I love this. So this was my recent finished project. Didn't take me long at all, maybe took me like a week and a half or 2 weeks to make. This is made out of 100% merino wool, which is supposed to be this yarn is supposed to be sport weight. So this is undyed merino wool yarn that I bought from Etsy. It was 10 giant hanks of 100 grams undyed wool. Bought it from I'll definitely link it because I've been buying yarn from them for a while and I really like their website and I like their items. I'll share another project that I made with their yarn. So they are located in Lithuania, and I felt really good buying from Europe. That's where I'm from. I'm originally from Ukraine. I was born in Ukraine and I lived there for 14 and a half years. Moved here in 2000, and with everything that's going on in Ukraine, it's really, really upsetting and heartbreaking right now. So, and when I can order things from Europe and Ukraine or Russia, I love it because I know how hard everybody works in there, and everybody all around the world work really hard, but I feel a little bit of connection, so I enjoy purchasing yarn from different places. And I found this website on Etsy. There's a little store and they're great. They're really good prices and I love their yarn. So yeah, this is my, okay, the pattern. There was no pattern. I wanted to make a cardigan and I had this yarn and I couldn't find a pattern with this yarn. Plus this yarn was a little bit thicker than sports weight, I think, but That's what it says it is, which I love. I have no problem with this yarn at all. So it weighs 300 grams. So you can see I'm petite, I'm small. So 300 grams. The sleeves are awesome length. Like, I love it. It's the coziest sweater. This is one of my favorite coziest and the softest one I have. Absolutely in love with this one. I dyed up some more yarn to make it in a darker color where I can wear it all the time and not afraid of looking really oldish and dirty, because lots of stuff will stick to a lighter cardigan. Since I'm a really busy mom, I spend a lot of time in the kitchen because I like to cook and bake, and I don't want to wear this one out. I do like this color. I want to keep it this color, so I'm gonna make another one. It might be the same one, sort of the same. So this one is it's knit from top to bottom, and then pick up stitches for the button band. The buttons are wooden. I ordered them somewhere also. I don't remember, a while. I have a lot of them because I like wooden buttons. I have a whole bunch of wooden buttons. So what I did is I cast on stitches for the back and for the shoulder. So there's no seaming. This really cool structure that you do. This was my first project ever done with this way, and I love it. So I'm gonna try another one, but a little bit wider up here, but that'll be a different one. So start up here. I started increasing up here to make the v-neck. So it's a v-neck. Every 4 rows I increased up here. You increase up here, and then you increase for the sleeves, and then you increase that way to make it go like a sleeve. So it's a really cool, cozy, super nice, super comfy everyday cardigan. I've been wearing it a lot. I washed it once already because I wore it to the park with the kids when I was playing, and just playing with them, and got a little bit of dirt on it, so I had to wash it and tell myself I can only wear it inside or when I go out, not to the park. So I'm definitely gonna make another one, which I already dyed up some yarn. I'm gonna drain it and let it dry, and once it's dry, I'm gonna cast it on. Again, I used 6 mil, I think they were US 5 needles. I don't remember. I didn't write any notes at all, so I'm just gonna have to count how many I cast on and do all that in my head again, and try to write some notes for myself so I can have it again, because this is a perfectly fitting cardigan. And if I'm going to be making another one that I wanted to fit really good, I want to make it the same. I don't remember which needles I used, so I'm going to have to cast on a small swatch to see which ones match up with this one, and try to find out which needles I used for this cardigan. So yeah, it doesn't peel that much either. I've been wearing it all day today, and I washed it. There was just a little tiny bit of peel, like little small bubbles, little tiny, but it doesn't bother me much. So yeah, really soft, really cozy yarn. Absolutely love it. And last time I also showed, I think on my videos, that I was making gloves. 100% wool, I think Highland wool, I bought from yarns.com or webs.com website. I do have a cardigan that I made with this yarn, that I made it on my knitting machine, a knitted cardigan that's like a jacket sort of, and then I had leftover, and I'm like, okay, so the gloves will be a perfect match for that cardigan, and I decided to make some gloves, which are really, I like making gloves. I love making gloves, so they're really also extremely easy and relaxing. And my fingernails and my fingers are really long compared to some people, so I have longer fingers. So when I do buy gloves, and I did get gifted, I was gifted leather gloves for Christmas, and they're small for me, so I kind of feel bad that I can't really use them. So I make my own most of the time. I already have a couple pairs that I made for myself, and I also make gloves for my children. But this way I won't get any rips right there. I like having my nails long. So these were really, really nice. So they were knitted on 2.5 millimeter needles. I cast on, I think, 52 stitches for myself. Could have done the band a little bit tighter, but maybe I'll just, I mean, it fits great. It stretches though. The yarn stretches. I don't know why. Soft, nice and cozy, not itchy. Nothing, yeah. So, because I made gloves before, I don't ever follow a pattern anymore when I make gloves. I just already know how to make them, and I just measure it as I go on my own hands. I try them on, and that's how I make the first one. I put all the notes down, I write everything down, and then I make the second one just the same way, and also double check and measure the fingers. That way they all fit me perfectly. And I enjoy making gloves. I really do. Some people, I used to think like making gloves, oh my goodness, it takes forever. I wouldn't like it. So I tried a first pair. Actually, the first pair I ever tried making, I made mittens, but then I tried making gloves on my knitting machine. And once I made them on the knitting machine, I'm like, I'm gonna try hand knitting them with, I made some with designs on them. I don't have them anymore because I gifted them. So my first pair of gloves that I made, knitted by hand, I gifted them to a friend of mine. And then after that, I made probably 6 or 7 pairs of gloves already. And I like making them a lot. Another project I shared with you last time, I was still knitting on it. I think I did I told you which yarn I was using. I think it's called Isagar. So this is 50 alpaca, 50 wool. And I seen this sample knitted up in the yarn store that's sort of local to me, about an hour away from my house, and I really liked it. I thought it would be cozy wrap to have at the house to wrap myself in, and I even go out and I'll wrap myself in. It's really, really warm. It is see-through. The yarn is lighter fingering weight yarn. I think it's 250 meters per 50 grams. And I bought a kit. The kit was $130. I do still have more than 30 grams of each color left. So you can make 2 of these for the same yarn. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I don't want to make another one of these. I might take this one apart. I don't know. I like this one, but I don't have a lot that would go with it if I'm going out. I have my half and half triangle wraps for home when I'm cold. But I enjoyed making this a lot for some reason. So this is just you knit 8, you purl 8, so it's like a 8x8 ribbing, sort of, kind of. So I did 20 rows of each color. 20 rows of each color. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors. I think there was one more color. Yeah, I have extra color that I didn't put in. It was like light green color, which I like the length of it. I didn't want it being longer. I wanted it to be sort of like a, because it's so thin, which is perfect because it can be worn as a scarf and it's not too bulky. But it's just perfect. So I didn't add another color. I thought this would be a great length width for it. So I really like it. It feels really nice. It feels really good. It's big. It's really long. I think I cast on 200 and I can't remember how many stitches I cast on. I don't do the notes. I cast on thinking I'm going to do the notes, but by the time it's time to do the notes, I don't. So I think it's 250 or 260 stitches, I believe. So it's pretty wide. It's pretty, yeah, it's awesome. It's great. I like it a lot. All the colors. It's pretty cool. I don't have anything colorful like this. So this is my first colorful clothing that I have. And it's nice. I'll just keep it on. It's not that cold. It's not that hot. But I like to be cozy and comfortable. So, yeah. Another one I finished. I don't know how many finished objects I have. It's almost finished, just doesn't have any buttons, just one button because I couldn't find the flower buttons that my daughter picked out. So here's another cardigan for my 8-year-old daughter in time for spring. It has sparkles in it. The yarn had sparkly string going through it. So this is 100%, not 100%, 95% llama, which is so soft. I want a sweater or cardigan in this yarn. I'll have to look for some llama yarn. So this is all garter stitch, no pattern. I didn't follow no pattern. I started and just kind of knew the idea what I wanted to do with it. I wanted to have a what's this called again? This kind of shaping for the sleeve, Raglan shaping. And I did garter stitch. So I began with I-cord. I began with an I-cord because I already had an idea what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the loops for the buttons and I-cord. So I wanted I-cord all around the cardigan to have this nice finish as an I-cord. So I started with the I-cord. I pick up stitches. Then I shaped the neck for the back to have higher and then lower, and I did the Raglan, and then I added this beautiful little detail to the button band, to the waist, and it goes all around. It's kind of hard to see. So it's just a cable, 2x2 cable. One's turning one way and another one turning that way, and it looks really pretty. It's not a big detail, but it makes it look really, really nice. So yeah, she likes it. She hasn't complained about it being itchy when I tried it on her, because some things, as soon as I put it on her, she says it's itchy. Not this one. So I'm gonna put the buttons on so she can have it to wear for Easter maybe. She can start wearing it around. I have 2 daughters, so this will go to my youngest one after she's done with it. So I felt like I was using a yarn and it was gonna be used really well by both of my girls, and then I will give it to one of my cousins who has children that are younger than mine, and it'll get passed down to family members who appreciate and love hand knitted, because I think she crochets too, and she'll make things for her children, but she has a lot of kids and she doesn't have that much time, so I'm sure she'll appreciate having this cardigan one day for one of her girls. I have another one that I finished that I haven't not shown the process of it. I just had some yarn in my stash, some Plutalopi yarn I had for a couple of years, and I wanted to use it up because I made a cardigan out of Plutalopi yarn before, and it was one of my lightest, warmest cardigan that I wore, and I'm like, I have this extra yarn, so I need to make something cozy and something light for colder springs. I take the children to the park, even if it's really cold, and we'll have a fire, we'll have hot dogs, we'll do fun things with other homeschool children and families. And I wanted something light, something extra warm, that way I don't have too much layers, but like something lighter, and that way I can put a jacket over it. So I had a plate of this light blue color, which I don't know what it's called, and I had a plate of this light kind of grayish color. It's beautiful colors, really pretty. I'm in love with this yarn. I don't know if I'm gonna buy any more. I'm gonna use up everything I have because I made one mitten out of this. I had to finish another one, so kind of the neck stretched out a little bit. I followed a pattern on Ravelry. Don't make me say it. I'm not gonna say it, but you know what I mean when I say Ravelry. It's hard for me to pronounce things sometimes. So there it is. it's just a raglan shaped pullover, and it was size small, and I added some striping to use up two of, I've been wearing it a lot already, 2 of the plates. So I'm gonna fix up the neck because it's too wide for me. So I'm gonna pick up the stitches. I don't even think I'm gonna cut it or anything. I'm just gonna pick up the stitches because I did a wrap. I don't know how to explain this cast on. It's a wrap cast on. It's not like a regular cast on where you have the yarn in both of your hands and you go with your needle like a regular cast on. This one you just have the needle in your hand, and here I'll show you what I'm talking about. You have a needle in your hand like that, and then you twist the yarn and you cast it on like that. And that's the cast on I did with this one. So if I pick it up, it's not gonna be obvious that I added some rows to it. So I hope not, because I've done this before and it looked good. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make it longer, and I think I'm gonna turn it to have a turn neck like that, so it's stronger, it doesn't stretch too much, and might put a elastic through it. So yeah, this pattern was free, so I'll share it. I'll try to link it in there. It's a free pattern of a Raglan classic sweater. No, the classic one has a longer neck, but it's the same exact, I think it's the same person who wrote this pattern as the classic one. That's also free, that I made it also, and it had the same, I think it's the same one, but I'll definitely put a pattern in there. Yeah, because this I really like the neck, the shaping of the neck of it. Just gonna fix up the neck, make it a little bit tighter and a little bit longer. So yeah, there's another one that I finished that I haven't shown you before. Oh, here's another one. This is the same. I think I also purchased this yarn from Etsy, also from the same shop, and I'll link it down below if you're interested, just to look at it to see if this is something you'd be interested in. If not, that's fine. Sometimes I feel like when people say that, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go check out their yarn, but I don't need any yarn, so I just go and I check it out. It's getting cold. I made coffee after I came home with spending some time with the kids and doing some fun with them, and it's getting cold. So this is 100% wool. It smells sheepy after I washed it twice. I washed it twice. Still smells sheepy, but I don't mind. That's natural. This pattern is also, what I love doing, I love patterns. I have purchased lots of patterns and I have them in my library, and saved them on my computer some. But for some reason, when and I've made lots of patterns following the patterns. I have patterns that I purchased and I haven't used them yet. But for some reason, I just kind of like also making my own. You know, because I know the yarn, I know the needles, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna fit me good. So with the patterns, then you gotta figure out the swatch and how it's gonna fit you, and you're not sure. So me, I already done things. I'm like, okay, so I'm very familiar, so I'm gonna start my own pattern. This only needs buttons, which I don't know which color buttons to do for this one. I don't want to do wooden buttons. I want to do really nice buttons for this one. I have to find some perfect buttons. So this is just a sleeve that okay, so I knitted the body from bottom up with this cable, and also these stitches. I think it's the seed stitch. No, it's not the seed stitch, because you knit two. You knit one, you purl one. For 2 rows you do the same, and then for next 2 rows you switch, purl one and knit one. So whatever stitch that one is. Purl in the back. So I purled the back. Inside it's knitted, but the purl in the back. So I did the sleeves also purled, but I knitted them on my knitting machine just to make it just to go faster, because I wanted this cardigan. So I did the sleeves, and then I seamed them in there for some reason the seam doesn't look very nice when it's seamed inside out on the purl side. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I don't think I did a bad job. I just need to seam it better. Yeah, because I do a Kitchener stitch, and yeah, so then I seamed them to the sleeves. So this is I don't know, it fits me really nice. I like the way it fits because I wanted a cardigan that was fitted, not like a really loose, but more like a fitted, more like dressier. You could wear it with this flowy skirt or jeans, but it's a little bit more dressier. Not too dressy, but something a little bit nicer. Like this cardigan is just an everyday cozy comfy cardigan. You can wear with it almost anything. I've been wearing it a lot. So yeah, there it is. I did the button band and 1x1 ribbing. I got the holes for buttons, just need to pick out the buttons. So this one turned out, this is a really nice one. I like this yarn too. It's gonna be a little bit itchier because it's what kind of wool is it? I forgot. I have it all in my notes. Oh, I don't have my iPad next to me. So it's from Lithuania. It has this little halo. Really nice wool. I like it. Somebody's coming. So put this over here. I know that my children, none of my children will like anything made out of this for sure. Or Plotalopi. But it doesn't bother me at all. I am really don't get bothered by yarns that are a little bit more rustic. This is another pattern. This is free pattern I found a while ago. I had it saved in my library for a while, and I decided to try these because I seen Crazy Sock Lady. She had made some socks. I think they're called Journey. I'm like, wait, I have a similar pattern saved in my library, so I'm gonna try. So I only made one. I started the second one, but on the second one I only have a little bit of a toe started. So I've never ever in my life made socks starting with toe up, which are not that hard. Really easy too. So I did the toe. The pattern is great. There's also a video that she shows a lot of details if you're having problems with following the pattern, which I didn't have any problems not following the pattern in the video. I knitted the leg right here a little bit longer than she has because I wanted them to be a little bit longer up here. I think she has it up to here, maybe up to here, I think, sort of. But you can see, and you can make changes to the way that you like it. So yeah, it's a little bit short rowing up here to make this part a little bit longer. I haven't tried them on with my shoes on yet, with my sneakers, because I have not finished the other one. But I do love my hand knit socks. They're a little bit dirty. These are my shorties that I wear with my sneakers all the time. I have 2 pairs of shorties that I made, and I have other wool socks that I wear throughout the year, which I love. So we'll try these on this year. Never made ones like that before. I never tried wearing them with sneakers, but we'll see how they wear. This is superwash yarn, sock superwash with nylon, which I bought a while ago, and I dyed in myself both the colors, or dyed in by myself or myself. Yeah. It has the heel flapping gusset, but it's worked from this way, so it's pretty much so when you knit socks from top to toe, you do the heel flapping gusset, and then you do this little part right here. But when you're knitting it this way, you do this part, so it's like exactly reversed heel, which I'm like, this is so cool because I learned how to do that now. And I was excited that, because I like the heel flapping gusset. So even if you're knitting socks from toe up, then you can do this heel too. Cool, right? Alright, I'll put that over here. I did make another, I don't know what she did with another sock. I did make other socks this month, the past month. I have another new pair that I made that hasn't been worn yet. But these ones I made for my daughter. I have another one somewhere, probably under the couch, because she'll kick them off as soon as she gets home from anywhere and just leave them whatever she is when she takes them off. And she won't ever put anything away. She's going to be 5 this month, so that's explainable. But this yarn was from Hobby Lobby. It's a sock yarn from Hobby Lobby, which is pretty cute. Has nylon in it, which I did made some socks with just wool with no nylon on it from super soft yarn. And I have one pair that I wear often too, but I don't wear. I did wear them with sneakers a couple of times, but I could see that they would probably wear out a little bit. So I'm just thinking I'm just gonna wear them at home. So these are all my finished projects that I did. These were made on a knitting machine, by the way. I own a knitting machine. Absolutely like having a knitting machine for like if you want, let's say I need to make a gift. It's a little bit more work than hand knitting, because when I hand knit I get to sit down, relax. But when you're doing it on a knitting machine, you're up, you're moving, it's physical, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of work. When you want to do even a sock or gloves or a sweater, you're knitting pieces, then you sew them together, which is still great because it gets the job done really fast. And I'm very happy that I found the knitting machine, my first knitting machine video, whatever, and I seen it and I'm like, I need a knitting machine. So my husband's like, yeah, go ahead, why not? So okay, so I'm gonna go with another project. This is a very exciting first thing for me. So I have bought some BFL fiber from Etsy again, and it was 4 ounces. So this is what I have left off of it now, because I'm spinning it up on a Turkish spindle, which I'll show in just a second. It's a pretty color and it's so soft. I'm really surprised how soft this is. So 2-plied, I plied it together, 2 plies. I think I had like around 40, a little bit over 40 grams in here. So super excited to try knitting with it. So I cast on 42 stitches, I believe, and I'm making a sock. I'm making a sock on 2.5 millimeter needles. And this is going to be a cozy slipper sock for home with my own hand spun yarn. It feels really soft. It feels really nice. I am surprised how soft this ended up being. This is really, really soft. Oh yeah, I like wooden needles. I don't have wooden needles for 2.25 millimeter size, but I have 2 from 2.5, and then all my other ones all of them are bamboo or wooden ones that I really, really like. I did, so since I share that with you, here's I'm spinning my wool. I really, really love the Turkish spindle. I love it. It's so far it's been my favorite. I have other 2 spindles, one that has a button on the bottom, the little I don't know what it's called, and then one that's on the top. This one so far has been my favorite one. I have 2 of them. I got this merino wool on there that I'm spinning, and then I have the BFL one that I'm spinning. And then what I like about this spindle is you take out the needle. I mean, not the needle. You take out this right here, then you take it all out, and then you can pull from inside and outside and ply them together, and it makes it really, really easy to do. So yeah, that was exciting. And this was my first, this was my first yarn that I plied and spun all the way, because I practice a lot. And it wasn't like anything. I still have balls, just one not plied yarn, but the stuff that I spun. So this was my first one that I did. I dyed it myself to see what it would look like. So this was the first one that I made a big ball out of it. So this is a decent amount of yarn that I did. And I wanted to try what it would net up to. Is it hard to see? Maybe, I'm sorry. I'm talking fast. I'm not looking at the video. If it's easy or hard to see, I apologize for that. But this is a little bit thicker, and this has more uneven yarn to it. This was more uneven. The other one's uneven a little bit, and it's not too big of a difference because it's more even than uneven. It has a little bit thicker spots in it, but that's fine. That doesn't bother me at all. I'm practicing, I'm learning. This has been a really relaxing, really therapeutical thing to do to get my brain going a little bit relaxed and not too much thinking at night after the kids are all asleep. Showed this before a while ago. I think I showed this maybe first video I made, maybe not, but this is something, since I enjoy doing a triangle wrap from Pearl Soho. They have a free pattern, and it was kind of like a really nice relaxed knitting, and I wanted to make more wraps, but I already made 2 and I really enjoy and like and wear them all the time. So instead of making another one, I just decided to find all my little pieces, my scrap yarns that I had. This is actually not scrap yarns. These are all from minis that I get from Etsy. Dyer, who does monthly clubs. And then this is, it's all merino wool superwash, and this is merino superwash I ordered in gray just to add a little bit to it. So I'm gonna make a blanket one day. Eventually it'll be a blanket, but for now it works as a scarf. Can we make a scarf? And I thought, oh, this would actually make a really nice scarf too, maybe. But yeah, I'm using 3.25 millimeter needles for this. This is I believe it's DK weight. Yeah, it's DK. And making a little bit of progress on that, so I'll be excited to do that one. Here's another free pattern that I also had saved on in my library for a while. I think for a while. I don't know. This is my leftover yarn from a sweater I made, and this was one of my yarns that I got from Knit Crate. This one has linen in it. This one's superwash, this one's not superwash, but since it's a shawl, I will not be throwing in a washing machine. Hand washing for sure, it didn't matter. Making it for myself, so it's not gonna make a difference. So this is a free pattern. I will see if I can add into the description. I gotta hurry up and talk faster. This is a slip stitch section. Right here, you start with one color. I don't know about the colors. I don't own anything in this color, but I thought it'd be kind of cool and fun to have something different than I usually have. Why not? Go a little wild. I like those 2 colors together, I think. I know it's not too wild. It's not crazy colors or anything like that, but it's definitely something that I don't have anything in this colors at all. So I'll have to wear it with some color that I don't know what colors will go with this. I do have a sweater in this color, in the green one, but it's a little bit lighter because I added mohair to it. But I'm not gonna wear it with that sweater because it just won't look right. So I am working on this. I want to finish it soon. I don't know how I'm gonna wear it. I don't know what I'm gonna wear it with. Maybe I won't even keep it. maybe I'll keep it, we'll see. I just wanted to do a shawl, and I wanted to use up some of my stash yarn. And here's one more. I'm gonna be quick. This is also my own pattern. Not my own pattern, I didn't write the pattern, I'm not writing the pattern. This just came from my head. I added a little bit of pattern on the back from one of my books, just to add a little bit interest to this little cardigan. This is for my daughter, again, for my 8-year-old, since my 5-year-old has a lot of sweaters that she wears from, she found all these pretty sweaters, and she started to wear them. When she gets cold, she'll just go and put on a sweater on her own. So she has some sweaters from when I made some for my daughter. So so this is the same construction as this one is, because I made this one and I really like the fit of it, and I'm like, oh, my daughter needs one too. And then I added a little bit of pattern on it, just to add a little bit of more interest. So it's a lace pattern in the back. It's a natural color. It's a merino wool with acrylic, which I bought at Michael's. I'm like, it'll be perfect for my daughter. You could throw it in the washing machine because they tend to get messy. Same. All works in one piece. Then you finish the sleeves. So the body's done, one sleeve's done. All I have left is this right here, a little bit. And then I'm gonna wash it and put some buttons on here, which I don't know which buttons, and I'm not crazy about the color, the way I did it. I think I might have bind it off too tight. I might take that apart and fix that up a little bit, but it's a nice cozy little cardigan that she could throw on top of a pretty dress. She's not a big dress wearer, but I'll put a dress on her here and there sometimes when we go to church. My almost 5-year-old loves dresses. Oh yeah, here's another thing I wanted to share. I went to Barnes and Nobles today, and they had this bag in there. I got 2. It says extra yarn. There's a book that's called Extra Yarn, and here it is. And I got 2 bags just to have. I'm like, these are so cool. I didn't buy the books because my kids don't really care about the book that much, so I didn't buy the book, even though I should buy the book and have it because I want it, maybe one day. Okay, one more thing and then I'll be done. One more thing. This is, oh my goodness, I'll have to find a way how to put pictures on the screen, so I'll ask my son how to do that if he knows, which he probably should know more than I do about that, because he's so I bought this yarn from Pearl Soho. I had this picture of the sweater saved on my Pinterest for like a long time, and I always wanted to make it, but for some reason I kept putting it off, and I'm like, I don't know why. Maybe I didn't have the perfect yarn for it. But so this one's 65% merino wool and 35 Sori alpaca. It was on sale, so I bought some. I bought two hanks. So they're 100 grams. 100 grams is 420 yards, so it's a finger and weight. And the color is Celadon green, if I'm saying that right. So it's called Quartz. I don't know if you're familiar with Pearl Soho company. I became familiar not too long ago from other podcasters, and this yarn was on sale, so I absolutely wanted to try it because it had like some really nice fibers in it, dreamy, and I'm like, I love alpaca, I love merino wool, I like this color, and it was on sale. So I have this, I don't know if any, I've had the picture of the sweater. It wasn't, I don't think it's a pattern, it's just a sweater that they sell. There are patterns like this now. Some people, well, so the chart is available for free on Pinterest also. So what you do is you just pick the yarn that you're going to work with. You can do a swatch, and then you can make it work for your yarn and for your size needles that you're using. Just see how many repeats you need to do. I wanted a fingering weight. I wanted something light and elegant. So I did, I'm using 3.25 millimeter needles, and I cast on 90 stitches for the neck, and I did a folded neck, which, oh, okay, this turned out really nice and really neat. I did a twisted rib, and it's looking really great. I hope it's okay. You guys can see it very well. So I did a little bit short row. So I started from the top. I did this. I picked up stitches to do so it's really stretchy because I do a twisted cast on, and it makes it really stretchy. So this will be stretchy. Hopefully won't stretch out too much and lay on me a different way, because I wanted it to be against my neck like this. So, and then I'm doing a half fisherman. So I did the pattern. I followed the chart. I cut down the chart a little bit because I didn't want the lace too low, because I'm going to wear it with the tank top shirt on the bottom, underneath, that will be the same color hopefully, or color of my skin. I don't know, we'll figure that out later. I was just excited that I was able to start and get this far. And it's been an addictive knitting. So I think this was 3 days of knitting. Yeah, this is 3 days of knitting right here, because I've been only working on this. Which I should finish my daughter's light cardigan, because it's almost done, and I should get some socks knitting. I mean, none of those stuffs are urgent that I need to finish them, which is okay, because I'm just doing what feels good at this moment. I've been stressing out. I have a lot of family who lives in Ukraine, and I've been worried about them like crazy, and it also breaks my heart that everything's going on in there, and from my neighbors, closest neighbors, and I don't, you know, it's so confusing. I'm not going to talk about it at all anymore. But a half fisherman rib, right? Yeah. And it's going to go down, so it's not going to be crop, it's going to be sort of crop. And then I'm going to do one by one ribbing at the bottom and bind it off with a Italian bind off. And then I'm going to do the sleeves, and I think I wanted the sleeve kind of be balloony. I don't know if they will be wide, but because of the fisherman's rib, they might be really nice and flowy. I want them to be a little tiny bit oversized, because I think the sweater's going to fit me kind of. I don't know how much ease. It might be like 2 inches of positive ease, I think. That might be, but I'm going to block it out, and then we'll see. And I only have 200 grams of this yarn, so I hope and pray that I'll have enough to finish it, which I should, because I always have leftovers when I knit with fingering. Weight, I never use more than 200 grams ever on any of my sweaters that I made, which I like fingering weight yarn a lot. It's light, and I like it. So yeah, that's my last work in progress. This is my last one. I bet you by the time I record another video, this will be finished, because this is something I'm excited about, and I can't wait to finish it, and I want to wear it on Easter. And yeah, really lovely yarn. We'll see how it wears. We'll see how I feel in it. Sometimes alpaca will make my nose itch. When I work with it, but I don't know, we'll see, because this doesn't. I wear this, and this is fine. This has alpaca in it too, so that's cereal alpaca in there. I don't know what the difference is, but I do have some fiber that I purchased that's cereal alpaca, and I am not sure yet how I'm gonna spin it, how I'm gonna pair it. I have some linen yarn that's really thin, and I was thinking that I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna experiment, because I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do the. Almost done, honey. I'm coming. So we'll see how that works. So yeah, this is cereal alpaca fiber. So lovely, so soft. Oh man, it smells nice. Doesn't it smell this? Of course, it's not gonna smell sheepy, but it smells really good. I like the way it smells for some reason. So I'm gonna try to spin that up soon too. I'm just practicing with the easier stuff for right now, that's not as slippery as this one is. I do have some alpaca that I purchased from here, from USA. It was a quick, fast shipping. I'll share with you next time because the video is already 15 minutes. I'm gonna cut some parts out. So yeah, thank you if you watched to the end. If not, that's okay. I have fun doing these videos. Something that I get to do for myself, because I don't have that many people. I don't have people that I talk about my knitting, and my husband will come home and I stopped sharing with him because he's like, he started asking me every time, like, what are you knitting? And every time the answer was something for me. He's like, when are you gonna knit for other people? I'm like, you know what, just don't ask me what I'm knitting anymore, because it's gonna be, you're not gonna like the answer, because it's not gonna be for you. I made him some hats. I made him a sweater before, but it was huge. It was really, really big. It was a 100% wool sweater that I made with super thick, chunky yarn. And it was really nice, but it was huge. It was really wide. The swatch didn't go well. So it was really wide. So I tried a couple of other times to make him sweaters and it just didn't go well. I have one that has a finished body, but not the sleeves yet, which end up being kind of tight on his body, which I don't like, because he's tall, he's extra large. So I don't want to make him, like, it was too tight, and I just didn't like the way it looked on him. I made a sweater for my son before, also didn't like the fit of it. So I don't know, once you make something and you not 100% happy with it, and then you're like, well, I'm gonna do and make what I'm good at, and you know, stop there and just make what I like, and things that are gonna fit right and gonna be used by people. Like something for myself, I know that I use everything that I make for myself, and if not, I gift it to people who like it, which has not happened a lot. I only gifted socks to people, friends, and my nephews. I made things for them, toys, but yeah, I'm obsessed with knitting and crocheting and doing crafts, which I need to start doing other things too, because I have a Cricut that I want to make some things with. I need to sew some bags, some project bags for myself, since I just have everything in the basket. So that's going to be something that I want to do more of. Get me a couple more project bags. Boy, it's going to be a long video. Alright, so how do I say goodbye? Or see you later. Thank you. Bye. Have a great day.